Okie dokie. Hey there. So I'm going to solve a new challenge today. A new challenge from CodeWars, because I don't really like hackerrank stuff. And let's see where it goes. As always, no preparation, no cuts, no anything. I'm just solving the challenge as is. Just give me a second. I want to share the link to the stream with some folks, just for me, and we're gonna proceed. Right. While my computer is doing its stuff, the reason why I like CodeWars more than anything else is because it helps me to do test-driven development, and challenges are a little bit more work-oriented there. So that's why I like it. And maybe I need to make a video about different platforms for coding challenges, but my favorite is CodeWars. That's for sure. Okay, so send all the links that I wanted, and let's go on with a challenge. Okay, that's my CodeWars, and it is offering me 4Q challenges. And what we have here is catch car mileage number. I have no idea if it's gonna work. I'm going to put a timer for 30 minutes. That's my target for solving this challenge. And let's just jump into it and see if I can solve it at all. Okay, train. And just now I see that you don't see my screen properly. Let me just change this screen. Right. That's better. Okie dokie. So, okay, so let's try to read what's going on here. And yeah, just need to organize my windows a bit. Bear with me. I need this window here. Okay, yeah. 7778 exclaimed Bob. I missed it again. Every time there's an interesting number coming up, he notices and then promptly forgets. Who doesn't like catching those one-off interesting mileage numbers? Let's make it so Bob never misses another interesting number. We've hacked into our computer and we have a box hooked up that reads mileage numbers. We've got a box glued to his dash that lights up yellow or green depending on whether it receives 1 or 2 respectively. 1 for yellow, 2 for green. It's up to you to glue the parts together. Write a function that parses the mileage number input, returns 2 if the number is interesting and 1 if the number is not interesting. Interesting numbers. Interesting numbers are 3 or more digit numbers that meet 1 or more of the following criteria. Any digit followed by zeros, 100. Okay, every digit is the same number. The digits are sequential, incrementing, decrementing. The digits are palindrome. The digits match one of the values in the awesome phrases array. And we see that for incremented sequences, 0 should come after 9 and not before 1 for incrementing. Okay, if I decrement it, 0 should come after 1 and not before 9. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I'm not sure where this awesome phrases is. We provide awesome phrases. Okay. All right, so let's see. I want to address this task with a brute force solution and see how it goes. I don't think that from the task description we can come up with something which is not brute force. The slightly annoying thing here is that we get, I believe, number, but in order to properly assess its interestingness, we need to transform this into strings or different digits. But yeah, just I would just address every requirement one by one, starting by any digit followed by all zeros. How do I want to do this? I want to have a function that just says is digit followed by all zeros. So let's say if is digit followed by zeros, we return 2 for interesting. Yes, I think it is 2. Okay, so 2 if the number is interesting, 1 is if the number occurs within the next 2 miles, so almost interesting, and 0 if the number is not interesting. Okay, so let's start with 2 for interesting and 0 for not interesting, just for a start. So return 2 if this is true, or number is in awesome phrases. Return 2, else we return 0. And let's see what kind of test we have. The test that we have here is not very convenient. Usually in CodeWars they have better tests. They're trying to do a data-driven test, but they're not doing this very well, I would say. Okay, so 3 is not interesting in their regards, so they don't have any kind of example that would work for me. Let me just write something for myself. Interesting. So the n is number, I'm assuming. So in my case, let's say it's 100. Then interesting will be that, and expected to get 2 for my case. Well, let's start with this and let's see where it goes. So def is digit followed by zeros. And it also have to be 3 or more. Yeah, I missed this requirement, so I will address it later. Let's take number. Alright, so any digit followed by all zeros should be fairly simple. I just take the number and divide it by 100. And if it's divisible by 100, then it is at least, divisible by 100 without any remainder, then it should meet this requirement. So return number divide by 100, and that's equals 0. Yeah, and let's run my test in bullet syntax. Oh yeah, obviously, because it's just in test. Yeah, our test is passing. Let's just add some tests to, like, this one should be 0, and this one should be 2. Test. We're still passing, a good sign. Now what we gonna have here is, let's just double check if my interesting number logic is working. I'm sure it should be working. Okay, it's for the awesome, it still should be more than 3. So this one should be 0, even though it's a border case, but this one should be 2. And now at least one test will be failing. Yes, 2 should equal 0. So let's add a very first check. So if number is smaller than 100, then we return 0. I'm not sure if they're gonna accept this, but that's what I inferred from the requirement. So test. And I see that my face is closing the code of the test. So let me put my face to some other place. Okay. Now we are passing, and I think that we properly addressed this requirement. Every digit is the same number. For this one, it would be easier for me to transform the number into string. So let's say def is single digit, and it takes number, and we'll just add this here as a okay. So we're going to have or is single digit number. So for this one, I think I will need only one test for this one. Don't see a need to add more. A tester would probably add more than one here. A tester would probably add, let's say, 11, because it's a little bit of a border case, to make sure that there is no correlation between checking for every digit and the length of the number. But in my case, because I have the length of the number checked separately, I don't think it's a problem, so I'm just not going to add this test. It's not interesting. Yeah, it is not. And how I do this? Well, essentially, I'm going to use a little bit of data structure magic. So I'm going to have number string, which is as their number. And then I'm going to check that len of the set that I can get from this string, so number string. Okay, I need to break this into separate. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it's going to work. It's just my Python knowledge failing me. But okay, let's see. We have a test for this. We are passing. Okay, that's nice. Let's try this. 2, 2. We're passing. Okay, so I believe this one is covered. Now we need to cover this one. And digits are sequential incrementing. There is one special case with 0. And digits are palindrome. Again, palindrome is easier to address using string. And digits sequential, well, probably this one. I'm thinking how to make this faster. So this is okay, this is okay. Let's just add this, or digits incrementing. For this, how well I need to break this into different numbers and then sort them probably. Or no, not sort. Well, sorting is at least O(n) log n. Instead, I will just go through this and see if I have any number which is not fitting the requirements. So okay, so def is digits are incrementing. If it's incrementing number. So for again number string, it's easier for me to break this into string, and then for number, single number in number string. If I'm not mistaken, when we compare numbers as strings, this 0 requirement will be fulfilled. I'm not sure though. Let's try this. We're going to have a previous number, and we're going to start from second element here. So that's going to be 0, and if previous number is bigger than single number, we return false. And if it's not, we just assign previous number to single number. And if we pass this, we return true. And this is Python, so I should write this from capital letter. Okay, so let's just test this. And for this, I'm going to use, actually it's not, I made this for decrementing and not incrementing. So let me just fix this. Right, so what kind of tests I can add here? 4, 3, 2, 1. That's good. 4, 3, 2, 1. That should pass. Test. And it's not passing. Why are not passing? Okay, 0 should be equal to. Oh, because it's actually was increment. Yeah, I'm being silly now. That's gonna pass now. Yes, that is passing. Right. Let me check this stuff with a 0. So we know that this should not pass. It's not gonna pass anyway. How? Okay, that's interesting. This should be a valid input though. Okay, this should be passing, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to the 0. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, 0. That should be passing. Okay. And it's not passing in my case. And single number is not 0. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not passing. Oh, okay, now I know why it's not passing. Test. Okay, you're passing now. Let me just delete this to check. Yes, 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 I knew that. So that's fine. That's fine. And now we're going to make a little bit of copy paste. Hopefully, if there is a time for me, I can get rid of the copy paste. I'm still on time, I think. Okay, that's gonna be plus. And here I need to add this check for 0. But okay, before going there, let me just add this here. Is incrementing. I wish I could move it here so we can see. Maybe just decrease font a bit. Yeah, probably. Okay, let me add a test case for this. And right, that's 1. So, oh, come on. It's gonna be 3, 5, 6. That should be passing. And that should be passing too. In my case, it's not going to pass. It's not increment. But it's failing for a different reason. Okay, test. Yes, it's not going to pass because I need to treat 0 in a different way. So and single number is not 0, but I wonder if it's going to fail in this scenario. That should be 0, so let's say this one. Yeah, the test is passing here, and it should not. Oh, this one is failing. Okay, so this one is failing and it should not. This one is passing and it should not. Let me see how I can. I've got an idea. If single number equals 0, we just add this 10 to this single number 10, and then if previous number equals 0, then I'm also going to increase this by 10. Let me just get rid of this. Test. It's still not passing for this case, but you're passing for this case. And you're not passing for this case because... Why not passing for this case though? 3, 5, 6, 0. The single number is 0. And now single number should be 10. I don't follow, to be honest. Let me just keep this for now. Because I don't follow why it's not working. And the final requirement that we will have is to have a palindrome, and I have just 4 minutes to solve this. That's annoying. Okay, let's have a palindrome. Def is palindrome number. Again, I need to convert this to string, and I don't have much time, so I will use the most simple verification. I will just check if number string is equals the reverse number string is equals number string. How do you reverse string? Reverse string Python. Don't remember. Need to Google this to make it faster. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought I will have to do. -1. I don't have a time to add test for this though. Okay, is palindrome test. Test. Yep. Test again. You're passing. Just let me add a couple of tests for the palindrome just to make sure that I didn't do anything stupid. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and this should be also passing. 3, 1, 3 test. This should be 2 passing in the passing, but I have a wrong expectation here. Okay. Finally, need to understand why this one is failing. You shouldn't be failing. So let's have this one. Let's just comment everything out. And have this one. Test. You're still failing. Yeah. 0 should be equal to 3, 5, 6, 0. Going here if incrementing. If single number equals 0, we increase this by 10. So just print single number, and then print previous number. That's gonna be P test. Okay, so single, and now print them here because it's not interesting. Test. Oh, that was stupid. Because that's not a number anymore. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's what I need to do. Single number equals int single number. I need to convert this back to int. It doesn't look nice though, but and I'm not on time. That's also annoying. Now I need to put my nice logic. Let's say if single number int equals 0. Now I'm increasing it, and you too. Now I'm increasing it. Test. You're not passing because I'm not comparing what I should be comparing. So if single number is more than, oh, okay. Okay, why not passing yet? Okay, that's really getting annoying. Okay, single number int s previous number int test. If single number is bigger than previous number. Ah, okay, because I swapped them and I wasn't supposed to swap them. Yeah, okay, finally I can delete this. Okay, test. Okay, I need to uncomment all these tests. Ones are not going to pass just yet because I haven't implemented the logic for one, but the logic for one is going to be very simple. I'm just going to call myself, so ones are not passing. How I make them pass? I'm going to use this. I'm just going to just need to double check if my understanding of one is correct. If one occurs within the next 2 miles, so it's either in 1 mile or 2 miles. So let me just wrap it up, and let's say that's going to be logic. And I'm going to have this is interesting here, which will be calling logic. If is interesting logic number or some phrases equals, if it returns 2, we return 2. Return 2. Okay. If it doesn't return 2, we call it again. But we add 1 to number, and we're going to return 1 here. If it's still not passing, we add 2 to number. Obviously, if it was more than 2, I would probably make a loop for this. And in all other cases, we return 0. Test. Okay, you're not passing here. Why not passing here? Okay. I know a couple of border cases which will fail here. And those border cases are 99 and 98. So maybe I need to put this verification here. So those border cases are not longer a problem. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But why you're not passing? Because no, you should be passing, but you're not passing. Why you're not passing? It's returning 2, but we expecting 1. Now I know why it's returning 2 instead of 1. The test is not correct because it's increasing. It's not strictly increasing. That's what they're saying. So it cannot have the same numbers. So I need to change here. So I need to accommodate for place where the number are equals. That's why. That wasn't clear though from the description. Good that they had this test. I wouldn't consider this myself. Okay, now I think we're in a good place. Let's attempt. Oof, we are not passing yet. Should handle common big numbers. Okay, they think it should be amazing. So my suggestion to put it here was not correct. Let me put it here then. This is going to disappear. Attempt. Okay. And now 7540 is a boring number. Let me see. Oh, so 0 would be acceptable only after 1 here. But then what to do if there are 2 zeros at the end? Do they think that's a repeating? That's a sequential part is confusing here. It's kind of where I would like to have more information in the documentation, but okay. So they think this one is boring. So this one should be 0, apparently, and this one should be 2. I think that's what they're suggesting. Okay, how I'll do that? Well, if this is the case, I probably need to just forget about that. How I did that? Okay, that's better. Yeah, if this is the case, what I need to do is to add another check here, which would be essentially checking for this border case and previous number not equals 9. And single number not equals 0. It's probably, it would be easy to write it like this. More readable, I would say. So previous number 9 and single number 0. If this is the case, then this should start passing. No, because I haven't closed bracket. Okay. Test. We are passing. Attempt 7, 5. Come on, you're confusing me. Digits are sequential. Stupid me. Sequential decrementing. So only change, so it's not about the sorting, it's about sequence, and in this sequence 0 should be going last. So I need to redo the logic of this incrementing stuff. Okay. So let's start with the decrementing. Okay. Decrementing should work just fine because 0 goes after 1. So that should be simple. I would probably just convert this int single number minus int previous number not equals 1. Attempt yeah, so it's decrementing. So this one should be more this than the one. Yeah, I need to give this particular requirement a bigger thought, so let me just delete all incrementing and decrementing stuff here. So this should be failing. This, I don't care about this. This should be failing, that's true. This should be failing. This should be passing. This should be failing. Test. Okay, what is not passing here? This one. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's okay. That's the one that I want to pass. And I know why it's not passing, because I'm doing it wrong here. Okay, this one is passing. Let's attempt this. And almost all the stuff should be passing. That's good. This is good. Only this one is not passing, which we're going to fix in a second. So for this one, the logic is the same except the last 0. For the last 0, we have this verification. So this is fine. Let's just change this verification here, and in this case is single number and previous number should swap places. There is a little bit of code duplication here, but trying to get something generic out of this, because of 0 rule, seems to be a little bit unnecessarily complicated. Yeah. Attempt. Yeah, finally. Submit. Finally. Finally, it's passing. Okay, this was not very challenging architecturally or algorithmically wise. There were just quite a few of things which I didn't understand at first, and that's a very good example what you should not do at the interview. So I was making one requirement while in fact I was asked to do another requirement, and I didn't pay attention. So that's on me. And apart from that, the challenge is fairly trivial. I just was not very attentive to the requirements, and that's why I spent unnecessary time on fixing the problems that shouldn't be fixed. But thank you for watching, thank you for joining, and I hope that you enjoyed the stream. It was fun. It was fun, challenging task, and